Gooners, welcome to my spicy channel. Feel the heat as I review in style.
All right, let's get right into it. We are breaking down a massive London derby today. League leaders Arsenal are at home at the Emirates against a really dangerous Crystal Palace side. This is one of those matches where everything, form, history, tactics, it's all about to collide.
And really, it all boils down to one question, doesn't it? Will Arsenal keep up this relentless march towards the title, or can their South London rivals come in and cause a huge upset? The stage is set. It's going to be fascinating.
So for anyone wanting to tune in, here are the key details you're going to need. The match kicks off this Sunday, that's October 26th, at 2 p.m. GMT, live from the Emirates. And if you're in the UK, you can catch all the action over on Sky Sports.
So what's really on the line here? Because believe me, this isn't just about London bragging rights. No, there's some major implications for both of these clubs in the top half of the table.
It's a real tale of two teams when you look at it. You've got Arsenal sitting pretty at the top of the table in first place with 30 points, looking every bit like title contenders. And then you have Crystal Palace, in a very respectable 8th place, but their story isn't just their position, it's their attack. It's potent, and it can cause trouble for absolutely anyone in this league.
Now, if you just look at the recent form guide on paper, you'd think this is going to be a pretty one-sided affair. But is Arsenal's dominance really as unshakable as it looks? Let's dig into the numbers a bit. Just look at that number, 3. That's it. That's how many goals Arsenal have conceded all season. It is, hands down, the best defensive record in the Premier League, and it's the absolute bedrock of their title charge. We're talking about an almost impenetrable wall.
And this chart really puts that strength into perspective, right? Arsenal's 3 goals conceded. They're dwarfed by the 8 that Palace have let in. And that's a huge reason why the Gunners have managed 2 clean sheets in just their last 5 league games. It shows you just how tough they are to break down.
And of course, that defensive solidity translates directly into results. You can see it right here. Arsenal's recent form is perfect. We're talking 5 wins from 5. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, they've been much more inconsistent. It's the classic case of relentless momentum up against some very dangerous unpredictability.
But, and this is where it gets really interesting, here's the big counterpoint. Despite that defensive wall Arsenal have, Crystal Palace are actually the league leaders in creating big chances, 33 of them so far. The key here is they are making the opportunities. If they can just start converting them, well, they become a very, very serious threat.
Okay, so beyond current form, the history of this specific fixture, well, it tells a very clear story. And it's one that heavily leans in favor of the team in red and white. Just think about this for a second. You have to go all the way back to 1979 to find the last time Crystal Palace won an away game at Arsenal. That is a staggering statistic that just kind of hangs over this derby every single year. And when you look at the overall head-to-head record, it just reinforces that dominance. In all competitions, Arsenal have 17 wins to Palace's 3, and they've scored nearly double the number of goals. Now, yeah, Palace have managed to snag some draws in recent years, but turning that 1 point into 3, that's been a monumental challenge for them. All right, let's shift gears from the past to the present and look at how these two teams are likely going to line up on the day, because this is really where the match will be won or lost.
First up, the team news for Arsenal, and it presents a few headaches. Key defender Gabriel is a doubt, which is a major concern for their defensive stability. At the same time, captain Saka and Ødegaard is out, and the attack is definitely going to be blunted with both Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus unavailable.
So, with all that in mind, here's how we expect them to set up. Arsenal will probably stick with their fluid 4-3-3, even with the injuries. For Palace, we're predicting a solid 4-4-2. Their game plan is pretty clear. Stay defensively compact, and then try to hit Arsenal on the counterattack using the informed Jean-Philippe Mateta as their main target. And that leads us to a really fascinating individual matchup right in the middle of the park. You've got Eberechi Eze facing his old club for the first time as a Gunner, and he'll be going head-to-head with his former teammate, Marc Guéhi. Now, Guéhi has been an absolute rock for Palace, but Eze will be desperate to open his league account for Arsenal in this game. Okay, let's wrap this up by spotlighting the players who could decide the outcome and then see what the experts are predicting for this London derby. So who are the players you absolutely have to keep an eye on?
Well, for Arsenal, it's got to be Victor Gyökeres. The guy is on fire, 14 goals already this season. For Palace, Jean-Philippe Mateta is in lethal form himself, bagging 5 in his last 8. And of course, you can never, ever count out Bukayo Saka, who just loves playing against Palace.
The fan sentiment? Well, it is overwhelmingly one-sided. A massive 78% are backing an Arsenal win, with only 7% believing Crystal Palace can actually pull off the upset. It just shows you the level of confidence swirling around the Emirates right now.
Our first pundit prediction from Alex pretty much echoes that confidence. He's calling a comfortable 2-0 victory for Arsenal, another clean sheet for that incredible defense, and a goal from the man in form, Gyökeres, set up by Saka. You know, a textbook result.
But our second prediction from Jordan offers a much more dramatic scenario. He suggests Palace's attack will breach the Arsenal defense and score first, really testing the Gunners' resolve. But ultimately, Arsenal's quality shines through as they roar back to win 3-1 in what would be a much more open game.
And that really leaves us with the final question. You've got an immovable object in Arsenal's defense against a genuinely potent, chance-creating force in Crystal Palace's attack. So will the fortress hold firm, or can the Eagles find the key to unlock it? Well, we're all going to find out on Sunday.